Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another chapter of Comments from the Peanut Gallery. We are at a spot, transition spot. The last great reset has happened. And now we're chapter 21 and verse 9. And this is a place where it is absolutely, overwhelmingly cool and awesome. Or, as the church in the box in the home office has royally screwed it up, it's really, really, really weird is what they have presented. Because we are at the bride of Christ. Now that concept, what some places have done with that thought, and as I continue, I'm going to say a few things that's, I'm going to get a whole bunch of people that unsubscribe, and I don't care. The bride of Christ, and let's see, I have heard with my own ears only from women, never from men, where I have heard this statement and they're trying to sound really religious and that they're so devout in something, and the people were really nice. The people that said this, as a person, as a believer, exceptional, but the concept they were presenting, so screwed up. I've heard them say, "Oh, I spent the wee hours of the morning in the bridal chamber with the Lord." I heard that and I went, "Oh boy, do I feel sorry for your husband." That's what I said. That's wonky. I just said that's wonky. That is really wonky. But it's a concept that's put forward by Catholicism, help us all, and other from organizations in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and others, but it's a concept of, so, the truth is really awesome. I love the truth, because the truth is amazing. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes unto the Father but by me." It's a new birth deal. Not a I am married to Jesus deal. That ain't it, okay? And it has driven so many men away because of the absolute perversion of that thought that it is astronomically grotesque. So what is the bride of Christ? And it really is pretty simple. It's extremely simple, and it's presented in several places, but it's spoken very eloquently and plainly in Revelation chapter 21, starting at verse 9. And we have an angel that comes to John. They've been out in space near the Heaven Castle ship, but they are close to it. And the thing is so big, it is so huge, that it would be like trying to get an accurate picture of the ocean when you're in a little rubber life raft floating on the ocean. Because as far as you could see in every direction, water as far as you can see. Yeah. You want to get an accurate picture of the ocean, you got to back up away from it a little bit or go down into it or something. But just laying there in a little rubber life raft floating around in the ocean, you're just going to be maybe needing water or seasick or something. So this angel comes to John And he says, come with me, and I will show you the bride of Christ, the Lamb's wife. I go, oh, look at that. Now, what he did not say next, because it says next, and he took me. Now, I think, let's see, I'll say it this way. John jumped in the angel's space utility vehicle that was parked right outside of the Heaven Castle ship out in space. And John jumped into the angel's space utility vehicle, and the angel took him down to planet Earth that had been recreated, a new heaven and a new earth. New heaven and a new earth. And the angel took him down there to a great and high mountain. And what did he show him when he was going to present to him? Oh, here, come with me, and I will show you the bride of Christ, the Lamb's wife. Now, what he didn't show him was this super fox, hot babe walking down, the runway, showing off all her magnificence and her foxy beauty. That is not what John saw. But the way the church in the box and the home office, Catholicism, and a whole bunch of other whacked up philosophies, wherever they come from, what they present is like, oh, she is so hot. That's where you get stuff like, oh, I spent the wee hours of the morning in the bridal chamber with the Lord. Oh, help us all. That's a nutcase. John's with the angel, and the angel takes him. Now, this is another piece of detective work where you have John is now an eyewitness. And what is he as an eyewitness? What does the angel show him? Holy Jerusalem, coming down through space, maneuvering through space. It's not one of them shooting stars. That's not it. It was maneuvering. It was traveling through space. And that is what the angel showed John. The Heaven Castle ship, Heavenly Jerusalem, where it's described earlier as the mother of us all. Now, he is using, from this point forward, and in the points past where it's talking about the ship, all of the verbiage about it is feminine gender. And it's spoken of exactly the same way as a sea captain would talk about his magnificent ship. She is a thing of beauty. She is awesome. Oh, she's got the mast. all of this stuff. And he saw it. John looked at it. Oh, it's arrayed. It's all decked out like a bride adorned for her husband. Well, yeah, all gussied up. Look at this. It's amazing. But he was looking at the ship, the way that it's written. You take it in context. Everything about it is a ship, not a woman on two legs. There's nothing wonky about it. It's amazing. You've heard the people talk about, he's married to his job. He's married to his work. He spends so much time with it. He thinks that job is awesome. But it's the ship captain. The ship captain, throughout all of history, all of time, hundreds and thousands of movies made. The relationship between the captain of a ship and the ship, she's often referred to as a she, feminine gender. So, the bride of Christ is a spaceship. Okay? Read it. Read through chapter 21 of Revelation. The bride of Christ is a spaceship. And it has 12 docking ports, 12 gates, not windows. And they are named. And they are color-coded. Oh, back up. It's the... This is the thing that gets a lot of people goofed up, and I can understand this one, because this one sort of makes sense. It talks about its foundations. Has 12 foundations. Oh, if it has a foundation, then it must sit on a planet. No. A foundation is what holds something up. The foundation is always what gives it its stability, its strength. I have on the property several pole barns, and it's the poles in the ground that support the roof and give it its strength. Granted, it's on the ground, but it's the poles in the ground that are the foundation, the poles, not cement in the ground, although the thing does sit on planet Earth. Every building I have sits on planet Earth. Every one that I own. But the Heaven Castle ship, as we go on and look at it, you're going to see that it has 12 foundations. And I mention it now, kind of out of place with, because it's a little bit, just because it's what gets one of the things that get people all goofed up. Because this thing, this Heaven Castle ship, is bigger than the moon. Okay? That's really large. Can't sit on a planet that's too big. Knock it out of orbit, besides all sorts of other things that it would do. Be stuck on a planet forever? That's wonky. When you own all the galaxies, all of the solar systems, they all belong to you, and you're going to be restricted to one planet forever? Pardon me, but that's stupid. So, this bride of Christ, the Heaven Castle ship, that's arrayed in wonder and splendor, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Yeah, this is the joy that was set before Jesus, that he endured the cross, that he would be the captain of this magnificent ship that has been in existence longer than mankind's been on top of the planet. It's been around a long time. It's spoken of in the Old Covenant. Abraham looked for a city whose builder and maker is God. The ship, of course it has a crew, but there's nothing perverted about it. People add the perversion to stuff. Satan's kingdom did a lot of stuff to drive man, male and female, away from the gospel. And this bride of Christ thought, in its perverted sense, has driven untold thousands and thousands and thousands of people away from the gospel. It has also ushered in a whole bunch of perversion within different religious organizations and the raping of little boys, which is absolutely disgusting. So, the foundations, what are they? They're foundations, and there's 12 of them, and those are the things that are color-coded. The gates have names on them. The foundations are color-coded, and there's 12 of them. But what is it? What are they? Okay? If you have an airplane, you own an airplane? Some of you own airplanes. I've flown in airplanes. Most everybody's flown in an airplane. What is it that holds an airplane up? Utilizing the laws of physics. Thrust and lift. thrust and lift. They hold the airplane up. Thrust and lift. So, well, in space you have weightlessness. So, out in space, you still have to have mobility. If you don't want to just be floating, lost in space, just floating around out there. God's got more sense than that. So what does he got? This thing that's being described here that its foundation. What holds it up? I know I'm pushing this out a little bit because it really is. When you get right down to it, it's almost comical in its simplicity. You'll have to forgive me. Well, you don't have to forgive me, but it'd be nice if you would. It's got 12 engines, okay? 12 engines that are color-coded. And in the practicality of it, okay? You know, because I haven't physically seen in the thing, the Heaven Castle ship, but I have meditated on the thought of it with the Word of God, looking at the Word of God, and meditated on the concept of thought and the description that is given of it. Oh, how many? Hundreds of hours. You know, I might be laying there, just kind of gonna take a nap, gonna go to bed, whatever, go to sleep, and I will envision the Word of God and what's being spoken about the ship. And the color coding of the engines make a lot of sense. Personally, I think there's an engine on each one of the four corners. And two in between, that run from the top to the bottom of it. They're 1,500 miles long each. Big engines. This isn't my imagining of it, what it actually is. And using the clues that are put there for us by the eyewitness, John. His description of it, that the angel took him out to see the bride of Christ. It is a spaceship. So, they're out there and looking at it. Okay, why is it color-coded? And there's 12 gates, 3 on each side. The gates have names, and the engines are color-coded. Here's the simplicity of that. If you're out there as John and the angel, traveling through space, and you are approaching the Heaven Castle ship, which is astronomically huge, bigger than the moon, and it's got 12 gates, and you're, 3,000, 5,000 miles away from it, and you see it over there. Say you're 10,000 miles away and you look at it, because it's so big, it's easy to see it 10,000 miles away. And you look at it and you go, okay, I see gold, green, blue, and red. Oh, we gotta go around to the other side where it's this, and this color. Because that's the gate that's on that side is the gate that we need to go into, the docking port. So, when you take God at His word, with the data that He has given us, and get religious tradition and stupidity out of the equation, it is so simple. So overwhelmingly simple. So, at this point, I'm going to wrap it up for now and just say, if you can dream it, you can do it, and enjoy the journey as you go.